Hello there! So this week I'm doing another drawing in my sketchbook, and hello there Zed, this is Zed, he's my dog, he's quite nosy as you can see. He was very intrigued by my sitting on the floor under my desk where he usually sits, so he had to inspect that everything was in order. Yes, everything's in order, everything smells to be in order, alright, you may carry on. Yeah. So that was a very interesting cameo that he made, but yeah, so this week I'm drawing my friend Saf's character Ryuusei. I wanted to draw him because my friend Kid owns the character that's on the other page to the left, Factor. So Kid drew Ryuusei in a sort of alternate outfit that I really liked. Kid drew him in a sort of t-shirt and jeans type of thing because Ryuusei typically wears a jumpsuit when he's this age. When he's older he has his giant hoodie, but when he's this age he wears his jumpsuit with like some very small shorts that go to like the mid-thigh. But Kid put him in a t-shirt and some regular jean type things that I turned into capris because I can't imagine Ryuusei with long pants when he's a child. I just really can't. So Ryuusei is sort of star themed. His name translates to shooting star in Japanese, I'm fairly sure, and yeah, he's a very happy, very childish, very innocent type of character. He's in love with Sweet and he's partnered with my character Talia. Talia is a bit like the voice of reason, while Ryuusei is just the childish innocence. Then they go really well together and they're both star themed. Ryuusei was always star themed. Talia became progressively more star and galaxy themed as I've had her. Like the more she develops, the more she's connected to the stars, and that's in large part due to Ryuusei. So yeah, sketching this was quite easy. I decided to try to because I draw on a laptop table under my desk, and the laptop table has the ability to prop up its surfaces, either the mouse surface or the actual surface, and they can prop up separately. And I've had issues like in the Zuko speedpaint that I did a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned that it came out sort of slanted because I wanted to keep the sketchbook flat, but then that meant I couldn't really see that well because, yeah, the angle which I was looking at wasn't the angle that I actually was. So this time I decided to try to prop up the laptop table just to see how that went, and in recording it doesn't look bad, and in drawing it makes it a lot easier. Like the sketchbook kind of slips down the thing a bit because I also had like this palette. It's actually a bathroom tile, but I use it as a paint palette, so I put that under the sketchbook over the laptop table, so that made the sketchbook kind of slip every once in a while. But I think it's I think I'm going to continue doing this next time I record. It might mess a little bit with the lighting, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at a side-by-side comparison. It's also fairly cloudy these days, so that also impairs the light, but I still think it's pretty good light since it's, you know, noon when I recorded. So here I'm doing the line art with 0.01 Sakura Pigma Micron fine liner, and this was my oldest fine liner. I use it every speed paint that I've done. I haven't done a speed paint that uses my fancier materials. Well, technically I always use my fancy colour pencils because I don't have any other colour pencils, and technically I also use the fanciest regular sketching pencil I have because I sketch with a mechanical pencil, whether I'm making the masterpiece of the century or just like working doodles or whatever. But yeah, this Micron is the ruddiest thing I have, and I still use it. I think I have to refill it again because I've been using it like crazy. But yeah, I had a pretty easy time drawing this, sketching this. I'm quite happy with that foot. Usually I'm not so good at foot, but I kind of just went for it and it turned out a lot better than most of the feet where I tried to like anatomy and geometry of the foot. See, there was the sketchbook slipping down. But yeah, it came out really cute. I really like it. I should try to draw more feet. I really do need to do actual feet study because I haven't in a long time, and I think I'm getting a bit rusty even though I've drawn quite a number of feet lately. Yeah, so I actually decided to colour this in with markers. I hadn't planned to use markers, before when I started, I intended to just use colour pencils like I normally do, but I just looked at my colour pencils and I wasn't really feeling it. So then I was really sat close to where I keep my markers, so I just pulled them out and just started lining it. And luckily for Ryuusei, I have the colours, because I only have that one green, but that one green is the green that works for him. So yeah, that was a happy coincidence. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I have drawn Ryuusei with my markers before, but yeah, I don't use markers as much as I used to because I've been using a lot more colour pencils and they bleed so violently through this sketchbook. They didn't bleed so much through my other sketchbook, but I only did one marker drawing in there with these markers, at least, because I always use highlighters, but highlighters are water-based and they never bleed. Well, they don't never bleed, but they don't bleed as much. You'll see that I like those little red dots in the corner, the lower right corner. It's because I put a sheet of marker paper that make, like, you literally can't use markers to bleed through that paper. You genuinely can't. So I have that between the sheet I'm working on and the rest of the sketchbook, so then it doesn't contaminate it. Because when I did a marker test on the sketchbook, just to see how much they bled, just like one sort of dab of the marker onto the paper where I left it for like 2 seconds, it bled through like 5 pages. No joke, it bled through 5 pages. So, but with this paper in between, it stops them from bleeding. I might try to splice in a photo of the other side of the paper because I know I didn't record it, but I'll try to splice in what it looks like on the other side just for you guys to see, because it really does bleed like crazy. But yeah, I'm really happy with this, and even though this skin marker is almost dead on me, like I have to go over an area quite a lot for the ink to come out, and Ryusei's hair sort of come, like I never draw Ryusei's hair right, I don't think, because he has red hair, but he has his roots sort of bleached to a lighter yellowy type colour, and it's bleached, like if you looked at him from the top down, it'd be in the shape of a star with that bleach colour, and then the rest of it's red. But that's really hard to convey, I find, because I try to logic everything, and if I try to logic this shape of his hair on his head, it doesn't work well with the way that I imagine the way his hair flows. So it's either just a geometrical perfect star on the top of his head, or a bleached kind of blob that doesn't have much sense to it, but like it still looks alright, I think. For his mouth, I had to use like 3 different markers to try to get a good fleshy tone. I don't have a marker that really works. It's like, it needs to be a sort of pink, but a desaturated type of pink. I'm always having issues, like with the colour pencils in the Zuko scar. I also had this issue for like this fleshy desaturated red tone. I don't have anything in my traditional repertoire that can really get that colour, so it's a bit of a challenge, but it doesn't jump out to you that much. It doesn't look, oh, that looks bad, that looks wrong, when you just see it from the outside, but it's still sort of jarring to me, and it's a struggle to get right while I'm doing it. There's not much left to do here. It's about the end of the video, so comment down below what you think, if you like this character design, if you think it looks completely weird or something. If you want more marker videos, because I could try to do some fancy kind of Copic things. This was really kind of slapped together, and yeah, let me know what you think. Check out the other videos that I've posted. I have quite a few. This is the first marker drawing I've done, but I have quite a few other sketchbook videos and quite a few digital ones. Last week I did a sketchbook tour of my older sketchbook, not this one. Let me know if you want a sketchbook tour of this sketchbook, but even though you've seen quite a few of the drawings I've done in here. So yeah, that's about it for me. Yeah, let me know what you think. Leave it a like, subscribe, tell me what you might want me to draw next, and I'll see you next week.